Okay, we're in chapter 14, Sefer of the Yanuka, the Pathways of Discipline. Let's go. Also, thank you for all the people who sponsored these lectures until now. If anyone would like to be a sponsor and get their names brought to the Yanuka for a blessing, no pressure. It's us doing you a favor and you doing us a favor, so it's symbiotic and everyone wins. Kasher doichim es haratzon sheyesh shemo yisbarach shalom mechias Amalek. If we push off and delay the desire and the will that God's name should be one and whole, and to erase Amalek from the world, which is the evil nation that tries to cause us to forget, which is crazy, because tonight we're reading the Megillah, and now we're just talking about erasing Amalek, so it's like, yeah, this is pretty timely, guys. If you're not uniting God's name, and if you're not eradicating Amalek, you cannot get to the level of being called Adam, like you're whole, like you did a rectification, you're now an Adam. Rather, God forbid, you fall to become on a level of an animal. You're like an animal. Because the level of being an animal is when you want to receive just for yourself. Like life's about you, bro, or sister, whatever you want to do. That's a low level, like you're like an animal. You're just concerned for yourself. And when a person pushes off from his consciousness the concept of erasing Amalek from reality, and he's not thinking about his service of like where it's going and where things are heading, like the purpose of reality. If you're not in sync with that, you descend from the level of being a human to the level of being an animal. Because the desire that you're putting in for your work and your effort is all for you. Even though that you think to yourself and you understand in your own logic and your own mind that for sure the Beit HaMikdash, the holy temple that we have to build in Jerusalem and revealing God's name in the world, may He be blessed, is very precious. It's like a good thing. You agree and you know about it. But you also think that receiving reward and you getting your portion in the Garden of Eden in the future is like also an important elevated matter, like you considering your own situation. V'gamashi is kadesh hu levado b'Hashem amosav yesh bo chashivus umala. That's what it means. Sorry about that. And also that what you like sanctify, make holy by yourself in your Dalet Amos, and like your not by Hashem, but Dalet Amos of it says Dalet with the slash. That with you, what you make sanctified and holy in your Dalet Amos, and like your little square around you in your life, you hold that to be very important. Like this is my zone, my life. This is me. And this is a concept of like something becoming light in your eyes. Like you made the main mission light in your eyes. You're not taking it serious. You're focusing on yourself. And you're giving room for this concept of the evil maidservant to rule over you. And this causes tremendous pain to the Shekhinah, to the divine presence of God. Because the honor and the mission and reality has to just be about God. May He be blessed. And all the things, all the holy things that you're doing and bringing into the world, and the Torah that you're learning and revealing that a person's doing, has to specifically come from the source of learning Torah for its own sake, no ulterior motives. All your desires and all your things should just be for God's kingdom only. Not for God's kingdom and for your kingdom. This is not a double kingdom activity. This is just for God's kingdom. Come on, guys. I'm talking to myself. I'm not preaching, And if you're not focusing on God's kingdom, but your kingdom alone, you're not going to be able to wipe out Amalek from the world. Because when you also have compassion on your own kingdom and your own honor, you're pushing off the erasing of Amalek's reality. Ki morid as madregas Adam le madregas behema, and you descend from being an Adam, a human, to an animal. Shesham achizas v'yanikas Amalek, and that level is where Amalek takes its vitality and its life force. It's nourishing itself from you. Ukamuva barashi, and like Rashi says in Shmuel, in Tanakh, she'amalek hafchu atzmam lebehemos b'masei kshafim. Whoa! Holy smokes! Did you hear that? That Amalek would turn themselves into animals using dark wizardry and dark magic. You ever hear of like a shapeshifter or the reptilians and all this stuff? Like, yeah, Amalek was turning themselves into werewolves, into animals, into beasts, using dark magic. This is no joke. V'zesh Amar Shaul, and this is what King Saul says, Asher chamal ha'am al tzon v'habakar, that the nation has compassion on the sheep and the cattle, which is referring to these Amalekites, I guess. Hayinu sheyesh kiviyachol chemla gam al haratzon l'kabel atzmo, which comes to mean is, God forbid, as if to say, these people have mercy on the desire to receive for themselves. Like, I feel bad for me. What about me? I didn't get that. My life is hard. Come on, me? But King David got to be worthy to be the level of human. And he fixed the levels of Adam, the first Adam, from Adam and Eve, in fullness. He fixed all the levels of this Edenic Adam. And he says, I was like, King David says, I was like speedy and fast, and I didn't delay things. I wasn't sluggish. Ki madregas behema hu kvedus, because the level of being an animal is like laziness and lethargic and like I have to do something or I just want to melt and disappear. I'm like the champion of that, so I gotta work. We all gotta work on that. Aval madregas Adam hu zrizus, but the level of being Adam is like fast movement. Like, let's go, let's do it. Ubezeh mechishin es geula, and that's what brings and speeds up the redemption. That level. And it's like when we left Egypt, we did it fast, like right away. We didn't delay. It was like, we can go? Let's go. Some Jews are like, maybe we should wait till the morning. It's dark. We're going to trip on a rock. The morning is more light. The bagel store is going to be open. We can chop a bagel on the way out of Egypt. It's like, no. And this is the aspect of the matzah. Like, we left and we didn't have time to make bagels or bread. It was matzah. And this is a level of rectifying the mind, as we discussed. Because when the thoughts of a human and his service is in sync with the purpose of the end of days, of where we're heading, immediately the dark forces disappears and gets removed from nourishing and sucking your life force. Which is an aspect of all the holy sparks that were stuck in the mouth of Egypt. They sucked up the sparks of light, and we left with it, because we left quickly. And it says regarding when we left Egypt, when we left with great treasures. It wasn't just the gold, it was also metaphysical reality. We left with all the spirituality in the world that the dark forces was latching onto. She'asa'uha kimtsula she'ein ba dagim kamuva b'meseches brachos. And this is like comparable to a vast sea, like an underground reservoir of water that has no fish. As it says in Bracho, like we took the fish out of Egypt, we took the life force out. V'humasha amri Rachel. And this is regarding when Rachel said, Rachel, the wife of Jacob, one of the wives, Kashenasna as Bilha Shivchaz Yaakov, when she gave her maidservant Bilha to Jacob to have a child with him, Ve'ibane gam anochi mimena, she says, I will build myself up through this maidservant as well. Mimena, from her, from the maidservant, Hayinu Shivcha Bisha, which is that concept of the wicked maidservant, of like we get built up through another lady, or like through another force, like we get built up. We take the life force. And the holy temple, the third temple that we're waiting for, will be built with this aspect. Kamuva b'tikune Zohar, as it's been explained in Tikune Zohar. Holy smokes. People turning into animals with dark magic, evil forces sucking our life force. We're in a Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings battle of evil and good, and we are the main characters that have to fight. Let us elevate ourselves. Let us stay strong. Have a wonderful Purim. Let's wipe out Amalek. I love you all so much. Thank you for following. Jedi. Amen.